What's up, people? What's going on? Welcome back. Damn it, we're back. Welcome back to Back to the Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. And we're here on iHeartRadio. What's going on? If you don't hear the weird sound effects going on across the table from me, I have a special guest. He's not even a guest anymore, Deb. He's more so kind of like a part of the show. It's like this is your third appearance here. Nice. And you were on last year for the original film, and now we're here for the sequel. So I feel like introduction is not necessarily needed, but fuck it, I'm gonna give it to him anyway. Make some noise for Tag Team Champion of Big Valley Wrestling, BVW, Jace Battle.
Nice. Hi. It is to me. It's a strong style savage. Jace Battle. Hi, how you do?
What's going on, Jace?
No, I just doing savage things.
Still trying to figure out the whole black Chinese thing, right?
What do you mean?
Very samurai, but from the hood, like Ghost Dog.
Japanese.
Oh, Japanese.
Yes.
Sorry, didn't mean to offend.
No, it's okay.
But like,
I don't think I am anymore. I'm not even sure.
What's been up, man?
Oh.
It's been a while. Well, not really. You were on the Batman and Robin show.
Oh yes.
And that wasn't that long ago, but it seemed like
mind from that one.
Yeah, that was bad. Nice. But you know, you're back with us today, and we're gonna do it not an equally as bad, but a sequel that you don't have to worry about Scary Movie 1 to really get through it.
No, I like this one a lot. Yeah.
a lot more.
Yes, than original Scream. Scream 2 doesn't get the props it deserves.
out of what, 5 movies? So listen, before we get to this movie, let's talk about you. What's been up? What you been up to? Talk to us, Jace Battle.
Oh, well, last time I was here, I was forsaken by the strong style gods. Screw you. But it's okay. My boys, Jacob Austin Young and Young Boy, they have my back, and now we form the Strong Style Squad. And since then, we've become very successful. We've become BVW Tag Team Champion. And next week at FSW is going to be a tag team tournament to determine new FSW Tag Team Champions. So we're trying to get more belts. We need all the belts. Hold all up our pants up. Yes. That's what we're trying to do. So yes, been very grateful and blessed to have those guys and have some gold around my waist. So yes, that's just what I've been doing and doing savage things like that.
So overall, it's been a decent year for you because you know 2017 is wrapping up.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Okay, so next week, BVW, where's it going to be at?
Next week is going to be FSW. It is at the FSW Arena. I don't know how to use computer anymore because I am in my savage state. I do believe, though, you can look up FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling, on Facebook, and then they can give you a proper address. It'll be next Friday. I believe it's the 15th.
Yes.
I don't know how to use calendars anymore either. So I apologize. I apologize, FSW. I apologize, Joe Falco, for not knowing how to use things. But yes, that's what we'll be doing then.
So in between doing the wrestling and doing other savage shit,
yes.
Have you caught any movies?
Oh, yes, I've caught. Recently, I see Thor Ragnarok.
Wasn't it great?
It was really good, yes. It was very funny. And Hulk, smash. Just things I like to do. It was savage. It was a savage Hulk. I like savage Hulk. Yes. It was a very good movie. I'm very excited for Infinity Wars, yes.
I am too. The trailer came out, and I probably watched it at least 10 times.
Oh, yes. 4 for me. I have to do some catching up.
Yes. Because this is like the superhero porn that we all wanted to watch. And this is just like, not porn in the sense of a bunch of like sex, but like it's so much going on.
So many characters.
And it just reminds you how DC just fucking up.
Oh, yeah. It's like, let's just throw some stuff together right now. Immediately, let's not spend 10 years building this up. Let's just throw it out there.
Let's put together 5 Joker movies. For what reason? 3 Harley Quinn movies because, hey, we all like Harley Quinn, don't we?
No.
I mean, we'll kill Superman in 1. Have him in no promotional for Suicide Squad in Justice League, but guess who pops up at the end though? Because we know he's coming. Good old Superman. DC, and I don't want to spend this portion of the interview talking about DC, but I have to get this off my chest. I too recently watched Thor Ragnarok for a second time, and I cannot wait for fucking Black Panther. But when you look at Marvel and you look at how they broke down everything as far as this initial rollout, 14 movies leading up to this particular movie, it just seemed, and some movies are definitely better than others. However, you have this thing to where it's all one cohesive story.
Yes.
In a mix of all, sub-stories, subplots, yada, yada, yada. But then you look at DC, and you can't help but sit in the theater and just be, okay, what the fuck is going on here? I'm lost.
Literally, when I was watching Batman v Superman, I sat in theater, and at one point I said out loud, this was not to make anyone laugh, I was just in bewilderment. I said, what the fuck am I watching? Because it was just, I didn't know what was going on, and it was just a mess, and I hated it. And I was watching it for free, and I still hated it.
Yeah. I figure if it's not a bunch of action going on, because by the way, Batman does kill people. I mean, I don't know when that became a thing, but Batman definitely kills people. But I remember sitting in Batman vs. Superman, I was just like, okay, this is bad.
Yeah.
DC has a lot of work ahead of them for sure. Like it was as bad as remember, did you see The Mummy this year with Tom Cruise?
No, why would I do that?
Exactly, and consider yourself lucky because I watched that shit.
Oh.
And
Sorry.
Yeah. And then we finally figured out what's Universal's angle with this whole monster movie universe. They wanted to make like a monster Avengers flick because at one point, Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, the Visible Dude, and the Blob, or whoever the fuck, they're all supposed to link up in this one team up movie on some lesbian monsters and I guess fight a bigger monster kind of vibe. So the horror or lack thereof is not there, so it becomes a Tom Cruise show.
The trouble with that is that there is nothing organic about that. It was Marvel, when they started, they were like, here's Iron Man, I hope things work out, and then it did, and then it just like, okay, let's keep going, and then like, oh, things are working, let's see if we can connect things. What if we throw this in the post-credit scene? What if we throw this in the post-credit scene? Hey, what if we threw all the Avengers in a movie? You just, it was very natural. It wasn't just something that you just did to just kind of like, and it helps that they were the first one to kind of like do that in a time where no one else was really doing it. And then now everyone else is playing catch up, or they see like, oh, there's money to be made here. So they're like, let's just go ahead and do a monster universe for some reason. And then they decided to open up with that movie with Tom Cruise yelling, screaming like a bitch in the trailer.
We got Tom Cruise.
It was done out the gate. Out the gate, there was no way of salvaging that.
They basically try to sell you on the plot. Hey, listen, we got Tom Cruise
Like,
in The Mummy.
Okay.
Like,
When's the last time Tom Cruise is
like, all right.
like, is this 1996?
Could it be?
Is Mission Impossible so hot? I don't care.
All right. So we got Tom Cruise. Awesome. So going back to Avengers Infinity War, there's definitely some Vegas luck, Vegas bets going on to see who's going to die.
Oh, well, obviously, the thing I always said, I was like, oh, okay, well, Vision, of course, because he has a stone in his head. But then they went ahead and showed them trying to extract stone from head in the trailer, and usually they don't show deaths.
So that pretty much lets you know Vision's out of here.
So I don't know now. I don't maybe they take it from him, maybe he survives, because usually they just don't give away a death in a trailer. So I'm not sure. So I don't know. I've been thinking about this for years now. I'm pretty sure once the second or the fourth Avengers movie comes out in 2019, Captain America, Steve Rogers will for sure probably not make it out. You have two other guys there who can pick that up for him.
I agree, but I feel like if I'm gonna end three different lives, I feel like two major deaths are gonna happen. Now, out of that two, I want to say Tony's out of here. I think Iron Man's out of here because you got Rhodey, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle plays War Machine, which is so fucking weird.
Yeah,
but
he looks sickly. I don't believe that you would blow up any. Well, he's in an iron suit, so.
But then again, we could have had Terrence Howard, and I don't think I want to. Tony.
No, I will pass on that.
What's going on with your Iron Man, Mike? So listen here, Mike. We're gonna go after the big purple dude, Mike, and hopefully, Mike, we make it out this thing alive, Mike.
Hey, no, just sit down. Sit
down. No. How about you just type something up?
Come to this.
Sit this fight out. So I say Iron Man's out of here, and I also say the Hulk.
The Hulk, really?
I think the Hulk's probably the most likely to die because his storyline has been stretched out instead of giving him his own movie.
And I don't think that he's gonna be getting his own movie anytime soon.
Nope. Because Universal's being stingy.
Oh, what about Drax? Drax from Guardians.
Nah, I think Drax going to hang around for the next Avengers flick because as we go into this cosmic side of things, I feel like the Guardians are going to really... The Guardians, Thor, Black Panther.
Beef with Thanos, though.
Yeah, but, Thanos is the one I need to kill. But I feel like you have enough, people on your squad to where Thanos can handle it. Just kind of stay out the way.
I don't know. He kind of just smacked Iron Man aside like he was nothing. So I'm not sure how that worked out.
All right. So as we're going into the winter movie season, which we're here now, the fall movie season. What are you most looking forward to?
It's a tough one.
You got the post coming out.
Actually, you know what? No, Disaster Artist for sure.
Right.
Disaster Artist. The Room is definitely something. It's something.
It's already not good.
It's definitely not good. It's good in the worst ways possible, but I am definitely looking forward to that one. I've just always been a big fan of Seth Rogen and James Franco. And then them just covering this whole weird movie, this weird person and Tommy Wiseau in general, it has me very excited. I'm trying to read Disaster Artist book, but now that I'm savage, I don't really know how to read too well, so it's taking me a long time. So I'm very excited for that. Star Wars, I will watch Last Jedi. I haven't been too excited about trailer though. They haven't really done anything to get me super excited about it, but I will watch because it is Star Wars, and I like those kind of things. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking most forward to. I want to see The Post with Tom Hanks. I know it's not Star Wars. Matter of fact, I completely just bored everybody just now with my selection, but I'm looking forward to The Post. I'm really into the fact that they got this movie done in such a fast ass amount of time.
Like how long?
Like I want to say they announced it in Tuesday. They announced it in I want to say like either February or March. They shot it in like May, had it in post by like August, and I was ready to go by December. I'm like,
there you go.
Oh, okay. So no time was wasted, I see, which is awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to. Oh, you know what? I really want to see All the Money in the World because after the whole Kevin Spacey debacle, and
the one that they spent all the money in the world to get him out. That one.
They replaced Kevin Spacey with Christopher Plummer. Now, I get it. The whole rollout for this movie was to get Spacey an Oscar nomination because he's in so much makeup.
No further Oscar nomination.
he's practically unrecognizable in the roles with that first trailer, and it's almost like things just come crashing down once we find out that Kevin Spacey likes little boys. Yeah. And I feel as if, even though Christopher Plummer is a fantastic actor, but they literally just got Plummer in a suit playing Getty. So it's not as, oh wow, look at Christopher Plummer in makeup that he's not in. And he's literally just that old. But the second trailer I thought looked pretty cool. I thought it was definitely a change in tone. It went from this dark, kidnapping drama to this fucking action flick out of nowhere. But whatever.
You gotta do what you have to do to sell the movie.
You gotta do what you gotta do to sell the movie.
You want money or you want Oscar? Money is cool.
Oscar's great, but money is a lot better. But I also, call me crazy, I'm also looking forward to Jumanji. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay.
You are on your own with that shit.
Maybe wait for a $5 Walmart bin.
No, I'll probably do a $5 holla at the theater. You know what I'm saying? But the trailers have won me over in a sense to where I'm at the very least curious.
I love the fact that Dwayne Rock Johnson can play virtually same man over and over in the same movie. Like, didn't just a trailer come out for
Rampage,
and it looked exactly the same character from Jumanji.
They took the dude from San Andreas, put him in Jumanji, took him out of Jumanji, put him in this, put him in Rampage, took him out of Rampage, put him in Skyscraper, another movie he's got coming out. Have him grow goatee. Now he's doing the Hobbs movie later on this year. It's like,
can we just put a wig on him maybe and make him look a little different?
Like, does he get any kind of makeup, or he's
he's just big buff bald guy.
So you're telling me every movie he does has the same bull tattoo on his arm?
Yes.
Every character has that same.
Cover that up. No,
gotcha.
They
Okay.
all have the same.
Oh, okay. And they'll have the same very iconic, very, very often used eyebrow.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Jumanji. See maybe Lady Bird.
Lady Bird looks okay.
Yeah, maybe that. Also, what's the other movie with the weird title? Three billboards.
3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah. I want to check that out too.
Check that one out too. Those help me get non-savage. Maybe, I don't know. They look very, what is the term? You go to the film festival. It's not Skydance. That's a production company. That ruined Terminator. Toronto. What is it called? I forgot what the film festival's called.
Wait, the TIFF?
No.
Sundance.
Yes, not Skydance, but it's Sundance. Yes. It looks like a very Sundance Academy Award-winning film movie, maybe.
The Sundance Academies of the era such a thing.
Yes.
All right, man. Are you ready for 2-minute drill?
Yes, I'm ready. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna kick this off. 2-minute drill. So, of course, like we did last year with Scream, and I can't believe like they pumped out Scream 2 literally a year later.
Yes.
There's
money to be made.
Like no, Craven, no. You can do music of the heart later. we're doing Scream 2 now. Okay, you can take a break. Write treatment for Vampire in Brooklyn too if you like. But Scream 3 is happening, whether you like it or not, good sir.
Oh no.
Hey, listen, man, I just want to do something else. No, Wes. You're gonna do Scream 3. And 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8.
No, just 4. He died now.
May he rest.
So may he rest in peace.
All right, so 2-minute drill with the Jace Battle starting now. All right, who plays Billy in Stab?
Oh, Luke Wilson.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Oh my God. We'll get to that in a second. Ding, that's correct. Your question.
Who plays Sydney in Stab?
Tori Spelling.
Oh, dang, yes, you got that.
She looks like a foot.
That's the only place she can get work.
Yes, in a parody of a parody. All right. According to Haley, Sydney's form of fine stands for what?
Her form of fine?
When she says "I'm fine," what does fine mean?
Oh man, I don't know.
8 seconds.
I'm going to give up. I don't know.
3 seconds.
I don't know.
Okay. It stands for fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Okay. I see. That's right then. She is definitely fine. Okay.
The finest.
Oh, also, I was doing research on the movie, and they had many different scripts with different killers, and the cast members were taking bets on who would be the killer, who would be correct, which actor or actress was correct, and who won. Correctly guessed the killer, the real killer.
5 seconds. Ah, shit. I must have zoned out. I don't know.
It's David Arquette. He was the one who correctly guessed who a killer would be in the movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we got 8 seconds. Last one. Who played? So sorry. What play did Sydney win the lead role in? Okay.
I don't even. I hated that scene so badly, so I don't remember.
I'm like, what fucking play is this?
And she was acting very terrible.
She was really into it though.
Oh man.
Well, obviously you know what movie we're talking about. If you don't know, where have you been? We're taking it back to 1997, Scream 2. Original release date is December 12th, 1997. Shares opening weekend with nothing.
Maybe number one that day.
Yeah, I believe it did pretty well that day. 81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's very fair. I enjoyed that movie.
I wouldn't say it was a less than stellar sequel, but
it was very fun.
Tolerable, I'd say.
It's I'd say even more than tolerable. I enjoy it quite a lot. It's very fun. It definitely has its dumb moments, and I really hate the score going on in there. It's really weird. The music cues, it's those are kind of but other than that, those are like really just nitpicky things.
Well, I can tell you right now, when you bring up music cues, the music cues in this movie annoy me so fucking much
they're
because
pretty bad.
I unfortunately do know the song "Red Right Hand" very well now because it played at least 6 times throughout the movie. Like doom 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 doom. Okay, so does it mean I cared about to show up or "Red Right Hand"? Boom doom doom. Yeah,
that's a good one though. It's very good. It's like goes hand in hand with the movie. It's very good.
Right. Also, let's not stay away from the fact that Scream 2 definitely is one of those many examples of when the black people don't make it past opening credits.
Oh, well, therein lies the fun part is because like it's the movie, the Scream franchise parodies pretty much other horror movies. So the whole cliche of the black people not making it, them dying first, that's the whole reason they end up dying first in the beginning of the movie, which it's fun. Because for the most part, they try to steer away from that in horror movies now. You don't see a lot of African Americans getting killed off very early or first in horror movies now. So, that was just there was a shout out to that.
Well, I mean, later on in life, we got LL Cool J surviving Deep Blue Sea, which is something.
Point, everybody starts surviving everything. Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, he made it out of Halloween.
Made it out of Halloween. Yeah. You got LL Cool J, as you said, also on Halloween. LL Cool J survived shark attacks in Deep Blue Sea.
LL said, it's not my contract to die.
You ate my bird.
You're my bird.
Blow up.
But this movie takes place, for what we know, 2 years after. Well, is it one?
It's 1 year.
Exactly 1 year later.
Yes, it's exactly 1 year later. Yes.
And go figure, Scream 2 will come 1 year later. Yeah. So before we get to the actual opening scene, this is one of those scenes I must talk about. To kind of jump around real quick, if this movie takes place 1 year later, means Gail wrote the book in the hospital.
And literally, as she was in the hospital treating her wounds,
She
was on chapter 5.
She was like, "Shit, this is gonna be some good shit."
I'm going to sell these right now.
Not only that, sells the book and gets a movie deal in this little time, and then the movie is shot and it's premiering.
The movie will probably be trash, but it's going to make a top dollar at box office. I'm sure it did.
When you get Luke Wilson to play Skeet Ulrich, and that horrible, wow, come on, listen, Sid, listen, you gotta let it go. And I'm like, wait a minute,
Moms and dads leave.
Mom and dads leave. Moms leave. Aren't you like 40? Playing a high schooler?
Yes, he is.
So, all right, so we're at the sneak preview, so to speak, of Stab, which is a hell of a title for a movie. Very, very much to the point.
Yes. You know what you're getting into.
Stab opens Friday. Is that a comedy? No.
Of course not.
No. But it's a movie that's based on the Woodsboro murders, and you can just tell this is a movie because they make no attempt to like change the characters' names. Like that's Sidney Prescott, that's Billy Loomis, that's Dewey. Like, everybody's playing themselves at this point.
No names have been changed to protect the innocent.
No, because this didn't really happen. You know, this is inspired by a true story that was just a year ago.
This was a real story.
But Sidney, who's now in college, she goes to Windsor College, and seniors from that school, played by Jada Pinkett Smith and Omar Epps. Also very too old to be college seniors, but we digress. They're going to this movie, and this is by far the most active, interactive screening for a movie I'd ever seen in my fucking life.
Yes.
I tend to forget just how much involved the theater is with this movie.
Like, there are literally ushers, like, they're spinning things, and the ghouls come flying around, and everyone's in costumes. You would think that this would be a very, very bad idea. I mean, well, maybe it was the 90s. Theaters hadn't been shot up yet and stuff, so security measures probably. I mean,
before we get to the actual screening room itself, there's a huge Stab guy outside on the marquee, and it's going up and down to Stab. Playing tonight, Stab.
Now, see, I think the theaters are just being kind of cavalier with their finances at that point because you have to take that thing down in like 3 weeks maybe. Why are you even having that thing up? Like, how much did that cost? Who put that up there? Did the studio put that over
did the
with
studio
the
give
costumes as well? Like,
the studio gave costumes.
Out, yeah.
So we're not afraid of any kind of copycat.
No.
Okay.
They were just setting themselves up for someone to get murdered that night.
And lo and behold, somebody got murdered that night.
Yeah, 2 people.
But okay, so Jada Pinkett's character, does she have? Oh, she has a name, Maureen. She's yes. Maureen, and Omar Epps is
play later, and then his last name I think is Stevens.
Phil
yeah. Stevens, yes, which also comes into play later.
Black man named Phil. So she's all like, "This is stupid," and people.
She wants to go watch.
I'm also one of the better. I think they're the only black people in the entire theater.
You know what? I'm gonna go back and watch and see, but probably yeah.
I'm getting the urge that they're the only black people in this entire movie, and because and then it makes you wonder with all this stab-o-vision going on, it's like, who's actually watching this fucking movie?
I don't think anybody was.
Cause it seems like when actual murders happen, they're running around the theater trying to stab each other. So it's like, who's actually watching who's trying to collect these plot points you can put together? No,
nobody.
It's like, hello, city. Yeah!
It's like,
yeah!
What?
Kill that bitch!
She answered phone. Why are we cheering for her?
And then, of course, like once the actual murder is taking place in the movie, the ushers are flying around this ghost face thing, and then there's not only lightning in the movie, there's lightning in the theater.
This is way too much going. I don't think this is way above their pay grade.
Super. I mean, like,
they're probably making like $5.50 an hour.
This is 1997. I'm running to bet this is about $3, $4 an hour right now. So who's putting up the budget to have this grand experience in this movie?
To have all these ushers in here doing more than cleaning and
to still have to clean the fucking theater.
Yeah.
To still have to clean the theater afterwards. Somebody, I gotta fly this ghost shit, provide the soundtrack for this whole situation, and lighting effects, give them their utensils to have this dumbass time.
After they leave, I gotta strike the scene here. This is a whole performance at this point.
I gotta reel the Ghostface dude back to his original position. This is horrible. But okay. So before I speak on Jada's death, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's like I was instantly pissed when I saw this. Omar's death, or Phil's death, so to speak. Yes. He goes to the bathroom. He literally hears what appears to be some sort of sexual.
I never knew what was going on.
And then when you listen, it's like, yes, Daddy. I'll give you the answers, Daddy.
Like, excuse me?
Excuse me? And so he leans forward. Now, this is the only time I thought about Scary Movie 1. When he leans his head, when he puts his ear against the bathroom stall, I'm expecting the dick to come through the other ear. But, because it's not Scary Movie, I'm like, okay, let me reel that in.
No dick in the ear.
No dick.
Just knife. And then you have to think about, you see a lot during this movie, there's nothing but coincidences all over the place. Like, okay, so you have to sit there and wait for this guy to be alone, or even sort of alone. He's also bold, this killer is, because he goes to the bathroom, 2 stalls are being used. So actually the killer's already in one of the stalls. So Omar Epps, or Phil, has to go into the other stall. And then you have to basically hope that he puts his ear up against the door. And then you have to also hope that you're stabbing in the right direction.
Now, even on the stabbing of the actual door, I've never stabbed a bathroom stall before. So is the material on the stall that loose to where you can actually put a whole knife through it?
Put a whole knife through it and into someone's skull. Like, yeah, apparently.
That's some superhero strength to even put that whole knife through that man's head like that. But I'm not the one that got you hear that from me. But so he gets stabbed through the ear to pretty much being a pervert, trying to figure out what possibly gay actions going on next door, and you stab him through whatever. So the killer puts on Phil's jacket.
It's cool leather jacket.
It's cool leather, cool brown leather.
D'Angelo brown sugar cover jacket.
By the way, D'Angelo is like the very first song.
Yes, she's always in my hair.
So he goes down there. He's sitting next to Jada Pinkett, and I'm also thinking Scary Movie at the time, but I feel like we're good. And then all of a sudden, when the stabbing is happening in Stab, she's getting stabbed.
Yeah, she noticed blood on him, and then she's like, no, this is no good.
This is not like
I have a knife.
But the kicker is she looks at her hand for like 10 legit seconds.
Yeah, it's like a while. Like, after 3 seconds, I'm like, oh, this is blood. I'm going to get up
like, this
leave.
is blood. Why are you bleeding? Are you bleeding? Are you not bleeding? So I'm going to keep on looking at my hand until you decide to pull something out and stab me, and then you get stabbed. And so, mind you, as everybody in the theater is losing their fucking mind
over nothing going on.
Over nothing that's really happening. She's really getting stabbed.
Yep.
So by the time
no one notices.
Nobody notices the red
There's
shit.
some blood spurts on somebody, and they're like, oh, what is this?
Like, this is actual blood?
But no one notices the fact that there is a whole woman getting stabbed to death.
So when she goes on top of the the theater stage, apparently, and looks back, and then drops, and then we get screamed too.
Like, oh no!
Like, she's really bleeding.
You know what? There's one part before that whole death when she was talking through the movie that she got shushed, and that annoyed the hell out of me because they're sitting there making all the noise in the world. They are literally running around chasing each other.
But
one person makes comments during the movie, and they're like, shh, stop. And then she's dead. They should have went to go see Speed 2 Cruise Control across the street.
I believe that's what was playing.
It was 1997. I believe that's
either that or like Hope Floats or some shit was probably out around that time.
True, also true,
yeah. But Omar Epps, he clearly stated, unless she's naked, I'm not going to want to see it. More power to you, my man. But
well, you're dead now, so
I guess that's
no power.
So the next day, of course, the news is going ape shit over. Oh, Woodsboro murders a year later. Sydney goes to this school, and of course, the kids that got killed last night go to this school. So are we going back to what happened in Woodsboro? What city are we in? I don't know what city we're in, but we're not in Woodsboro anymore. But of course, there's a whole media circus. We get our first look at Debbie Salt, which is the super journalist name.
Debbie Salts.
Debbie Salt, played by Laurie Metcalf.
Fresh off of Roseanne.
She descends upon Sydney, who now studies at this school, along with her homegirl Haley, played by Elise Neal, who also does not look like she's at college age to be there.
No one is college.
her new boyfriend Derek, Jerry O'Connell, who's also definitely not college age to be there.
He might be the closest, actually.
Nah. Jerry O'Connell is like he came straight from the Rudy set. Is he even in Rudy? I don't think he's even in Rudy.
Yeah,
but sure. I feel like he's like fresh from the Rudy set with the tucked in button-up shirt, the khakis. Like, dude, no. Of course, Randy's back with us now, Jamie Kennedy,
and he's very toned down now.
He's very much relaxed in this movie.
He's not as insane as he was in the first movie, which I appreciate a lot. He was very toned down.
And we also get a chance to meet Derek's best friend, played by Timothy Olyphant. This movie had a lot of people in it that you don't realize until you get well. Like, oh, he's in this fucking movie too?
Yes.
Because when I saw Sarah Michelle Gellar, I was like, okay, now that's what you call a scream queen. Because she did that and I Know What You Did Last Summer in the same year.
Same year, yes. Embedded in both.
Yeah. And oh yeah, you died in both.
Buffy training did not help for any of these movies.
Unfortunately, you didn't. But so Sydney gets a prank call in the morning. Hello, Sydney. But
she's like, all right, whatever.
The canal of 1997, we now have caller ID.
Yes, it's the big thing in 97.
And the thing is, back because of 1997, you get the caller ID is like a separate machine.
Yeah.
So it's like instead of looking at your phone or looking at the cordless at the time. Like, who is this? Hold on, look at this other machine real quick. Wait a minute. This is Will Gillis, or whatever the fuck his name is. He goes, damn, like, shit. Oh,
Spears, and he's gone.
So good, yeah. Nice try, Dick. And so of course, the campus is really on this whole. Oh my God! See you later. Of course, the bitch who brought this issue to our school is right there, and so
she finds out about it.
I'm not gonna hang out with her because she brings death where she goes. And
actually, no. Everyone seems to want to hang out with her still, and all of her friends are like, "Oh yeah, we're still here for you." And then later on, it doesn't really work out too well for any of them. So,
because you all bit it,
yes.
And then
she goes to seek out Randy to see what's going on, and then we get the scene where in a film class where they're discussing films
and sequels.
And this is the worst teacher because these kids sit and talk for 5 minutes about sequels, and he just sits there, doesn't really say anything. He just lets it happen until the bell rings. Like, all right, guys, that's the end of the class. Like
that. Well, there's that, and I do believe whatever he was talking about has nothing to do with the initial conversation.
Actually, that's true. They just bring up sequels.
The question he presents to the kids, and their response to that question had nothing to do with each other. Like he was talking about, how the movie and what's going on on campus now. Don't they go hand in hand? Like, no, because sequels initially suck.
And then that sparks the whole 3-minute discussion about, what sequels are good, which is dumb to begin with. Like, there are definitely good sequels out there. Why would you even ask that, Sarah Michelle?
Rush Hour 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Rush Hour 2 is actually better than Rush Hour 1. Now they got Rush Hour 3 though.
Did that happen already?
That did happen already. See, that's how bad it was. Motherfuckers, it's still in production. But yes, it's already on. I believe it's on TNT now. The last time I saw
it probably is.
But we get Dewey. Dewey comes back with a bit of a gimp like approach.
That limp he's got going on.
Yeah,
there.
very much. Okay, anyway, but and then of course everybody's favorite backstabbing bitch, Gail Weathers is back in the play. And
she's, back to bitch mode, back to trying to get interviews with Sydney. Sydney is back to knocking her out. All the greatest hits are here.
Yes.
It's Scream 2.
Oh, yes. Now that's what I call Scream Volume 2. It's officially up. So Gail pretty much stages a confrontation / interview or attempt at such with Cotton Weary, which his name still bothers the fuck out of me. Oh, God, I hate his name. Liev Schreiber
Schreiber
plays
is here
Cotton Weary
to finally do some acting and not just be a news footage in the first movie.
Looking very stone faced.
and just be very weird.
Listen, Sam, I forgive you. I forgive myself.
I thought we had an interview here.
Gail. And so she stages this interview, or kind of like this bum rush, if you will, between
it's definitely an ambush
between Sydney and Cotton, who was like, "Oh, this motherfucker killed my mama. I don't want to talk to him right now." So instead of her punching out Gail, this time she gives Gail a nice, good old five-finger pimp slap. Oh my God! I just got hit again. And not to mention Kenny, the cameraman from the first movie for Gail, who died. He has now been replaced by Dwayne Martin as Joel.
Yes.
who's very much hip to, like, listen, I'm not dying for no stupid shit.
Well, the thing is, he didn't even know. He didn't even read the book beforehand. He's reading it as the movie progresses, as bodies are piling up. You would think that this movie, based off of real life murders, he would go ahead and read before he decides to go ahead and relocate and join team. You know, like, oh, this lady who was in this series of murders before is now involved with the second series of murders. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and join up with her. Hell yeah, I'll be the cameraman.
Because this sounds good.
Yeah, this is a very good opportunity for me. Jace.
I mean, not to mention, he can't. I think the last thing he was known for, I think he filmed a bingo competition or something like that.
Look, he was desperate.
Okay. Cool. I know later that night, Sydney goes to this
some sorority party. Like, these sorority girls come up and they're just infatuated with Sydney, and they want her to come for whatever reason. I don't get why they're so obsessed with having her there, but they're like, yes, please come. And so yeah, she goes to the sorority party. And it's just sorority hijinks, and then we go over to Sarah Michelle Gellar, Casey,
who is the sober sister.
Yes.
So that's all the reason to be in the house by yourself. While the entire campus is at this one particular party.
Yes.
That's cool. And of course, she gets a phone call thinking it's Ted, her drunk boyfriend, and it's not. It's our guy Ghostface on the phone.
It's Ghostface voice.
Yeah. And of course, she's. I feel as if Sarah Michelle Gellar, you should know better because you were just, and I know what you did last summer, but at least she attempts to get away because.
Well, she attempted to get away, then she messed up and turned around, and then she was dead.
Well, okay, so when the one sorority sister that happens to be in the house, that's about to leave the house, leaving her alone again. Mm-hmm. They're talking, and of course the killer sneaks right in.
Which is that whole scene I really enjoyed a lot, and that was just nice too. They're talking, and he's just like, "Oh, here I am."
Well, okay, so you don't see me. I'm gonna slide by. Don't forget to put the alarm on.
Yes, exactly. I love that line. Close the door, turns the alarm on. Like,
hey, guess
who's in there now?
Hey, it's not you. You wish it was Ted, don't you? Don't forget to put the alarm on. But guess what, bitch? I'm already inside.
And it's a very short chase. Chases him upstairs, and I think she throws like a bike at him.
She throws some sort of a vase.
Yeah, I think just anything.
Yeah, and also at one point he double trips over a couch.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Scream movie if the killer wasn't just tripping over.
Clumsy as fuck. Yeah. So he trips over a couch. And he runs upstairs. He
gets to her pretty quick.
Throws a bike at him.
And
the bike, I guess, is a Huffy, so he get by pretty fast. And so you're like, dodge that real quick, and I meet you on this here top floor.
Throw you through
the window, through the door. I'm gonna stab you like, a couple
times in the back, and then just tosses her.
Like, all right, let's leave clues. Fuck it. So she falls, which appears to be pretty far.
Yeah,
but it's from the second floor. So I guess I don't know. But she falls and splats, and then of course, at the party where Sydney's at the sorority house of.
I don't know what it is with the Scream universe, but anytime there's a killing far away, everyone pops up like, "Hey, somebody's dead. Let's go all check it out. Let's all leave this party that's happening to go check it out."
And go towards danger.
It happened in the first movie with the principal dying. Now it's here. It's like, oh, this one thing happened over here. Let's all leave and go over there.
Hey,
convenient for the killer.
But what they said was they didn't say it was somebody died over. They said it's a bunch of police going over at the sorority house. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
And the whole party's leaving. Oh fuck! I forgot my beer. Like they're all going over there to see what's going on. And it's like, man, what am I missing here? Like, why are we
going over there
to check out police activity? That has nothing to do with it. But whatever.
So that leaves Sydney there and with her boyfriend Derek, and Derek has her go inside to get her coat. And then they have this shot, this arresting shot on him with this ominous music. Once again, we're trying to like play up that anybody could be the killer. So we get this a couple times during the movie where you get these shots of Derek and he's looking kind of suspicious, which is kind of annoying. But you know, I guess we gotta like, hey, her boyfriend was the killer last time, so it could be happening this time too.
Don't count him out.
Don't count him out. And then, of course, she goes inside, and the most frustrating thing happens where the phone rings. She's not even in her own home. This isn't any of her business. Why is she going to pick up this phone?
Okay.
She just had to get her jacket and leave immediately.
Okay. So
the phone rings, though.
Here's my thing. You make a very valid point. You're not even in your home.
That's not our house.
You don't pay no kind of rent, no kind of bill. Who the fuck you to be answering somebody else's phone?
Exactly.
And for some reason, she just cannot help but answer the phone. So, like, I mean, Sydney, ready to go? Almost. Are you about to answer that phone? That has nothing to do with you, Sydney.
This ain't our house. Let's leave.
It could be the killer. Well, he's calling whoever lives here, not you. Let's go. So she has to answer the phone. Of course, it's good old Ghostface on the phone.
Yep.
Hello, Sydney.
Remember me? Which doesn't make sense because the original killers are dead, so... I don't know.
And plus, you're answering the phone in somebody else's home, so I wouldn't even call him for you, technically. But you answer the phone. Hello, Sydney. Of course, Killer pops in there.
Teleports in there.
For some reason,
the door.
The door is closed
and
locked.
Closed and locked.
He can't get in. She can't get out. Even if you turn the knob and simply walk out, you can't. But he's running off through the house chasing Sydney. Derek finds way to the back. Once again, another move I don't quite understand, but Sydney managed to get outside. The killer is all of a sudden gone. She goes, the killer's inside. Well, I'm going to check it out.
Let me go in there then. And then Derek runs in there, and then here comes good old Dewey limping to the rescue, trying his damnedest to get there.
Sid, what's going on? Like, if you can move a bit faster, you know what I'm saying? I think we can probably make it through this.
And then we hear the all scream, ah! And then Dewey finds Derek.
And then shit happened to Derek. He slipped on some glass, okay?
No, the killer slashed him.
Bullshit. That's what happened to him. But as Derek, now they're in the hospital, Derek's telling his story to police.
Dewey's suspicious.
Dewey is suspicious for everybody. And I'm going to cover Dewey being suspicious later on. Okay. But because this is a horrible acting job from David Arquette.
Well, it's David Arquette.
And we'll get to that in a second.
Trying his best.
But the killer, in quotation marks, cuts Derek. But Dewey and the police arrive, prompting him to flee. Right?
Yes.
Next morning, Gail discusses the case with the police, and like upon realizing that Cece's real name is Casey.
Casey, yes.
She comes to the fact that the killer is a copycat who targets students who share the same names as Woodsboro murder victims. Now, this is what I find incredibly fucking lazy. There's no direct connection, except you got the same name as the last chick got killed last year. So you gotta die too.
Your name's Maureen. You're the only Maureen here in this school. I guess you got to die.
All right, let me go and sharpen my knife. Because so John,
they've got nothing to do with Sidney Prescott
whatsoever. Except you have the same name, so you got
now they gotta die.
That afternoon, Gail is with Dewey, and so Gail, Dewey, and Randy they're on the campus lawn. trying to figure out what's going on. Joel, Dwayne Martin, he's pretty much like, listen, this is some creepy shit.
Stuff.
This is stupid.
I'm gonna go take a break. Go get some Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep. I'm not going to leave and go back where I came from. I'm going to get some donuts and hope my sugar high will get me nice where I need to be. But as Dewey, Gale, and Randy are trying to figure out what's going on, Randy gets a call from the killer.
Yes.
And unfortunately, just to kind of skip through shit, because I feel like Gale and Dewey dip out to figure out who Randy talking to. You're on a fucking college campus where everybody has a cell phone.
Yes, exactly.
So
let's just go beat up everybody with the cell phone.
I'm going to beat up and tackle everybody I see on the phone.
There was
Who you talking to?
Oh, okay. One part where Gale takes the phone and then Dewey jumps off of he jumps off of something onto the guy.
He jumped off of this high step that really wasn't really necessary to jump off of.
Gale took the phone already. You don't need to jump on the guy.
And you already got a limp. Don't that hurt?
Yeah.
But
meanwhile, leaving Randy
by himself.
Talking. And this was also coincidence and all the many coincidences that Randy ends up right where the killer is.
In front of the van.
In front of the van. And then, but unfortunately, he starts talking mad shit about
Ghostface.
Billy Loomis.
Or Ghostface.
Or Ghost. Billy Loomis.
Billy.
Well, he started talking about Stu as well, but, Billy Loomis is what we find out later is what ends up getting him killed off.
Because he was talking all that big boy shit.
Yeah, and then he just gets yanked right into the van.
Yanked in the car.
And then right as he gets yanked into the van, a couple of stoners come by playing some Cottonmouth Kings.
Yes.
To cover up this sound.
The sound.
This guy
Not to mention the motherfucker who's with them dancing along to the shit. I was like, wait a minute, how fucking convenient is this? So nobody's hearing the stabbing or the screams because you got cottonmouth going on.
Thrown into a window,
and
tossed around.
And we're fucking pop lock right now. Goddamn it, we're going.
It's the Cottonmouth King.
It's the Cottonmouth King.
And then after they leave, she goes ahead and finishes them off with 4 stabs, which produces all this blood all over the place.
Yep, that
scribbled all over his face and body.
Yep, and of course, once they come back to once they realize, where's Randy?
Oh, where's Randy?
Now you want to know where Randy is? Okay.
All right, cool. Hey, here's Joel. Hey, who broke my window?
Open the door. There's dead Randy.
And there's dead Randy's hella dead. The Ghostface mask is on the seat. And then
Joel passes out. Gale screams. Next scene. So we say goodbye to Randy now.
Yes. Randy is gone. I was very sad. Actually, when I first saw this movie as a kid, because I thought he was my favorite character, so I cried immediately after he was killed. And my mom was upset. She was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have brought you to this movie because it's a horror movie and you can't handle it, you little bitch." She didn't say all that.
Like you're being weird.
But the next scene, she's in the library
when night falls.
No, it's not.
No, night falls.
It's still day. It's still day. She's in the library on her old ass computer, and the computer's being dumb. Macintosh 87 and 97. And messages start popping up. Oh, you're gonna die tonight. Oh no, the killer's here. At this point, she has 2 detectives following her, who pop up, and these have to be the worst detectives because the chief, earlier, says I have my 2 best detectives watching her, but then one grabs her, puts her away, and is like, "Stay here," and then they leave to go figure out where the killer is, which is dumb because the killer could just get her right there if they needed to. So
it screamed
automatically
too.
They're failing at their job. And then who pops up? Cotton Weary. Being creepy as fuck. Still needing that interview with Sydney. That's his whole goal, this whole movie. I need to get an interview. Let me get that interview.
All right. So Dewey and Gale, they're going over the tape of Ghostface killing Randy.
Yeah, after they take in Cotton Weary.
They take in Cotton Weary.
They can't hold him because there's no evidence. And then so they're like, "Hey, let's check out these tapes. Maybe we can find the killer on there."
Mm-hmm. And
so they go back to the schools
hoping to find some clues.
AV class, yeah.
Yeah.
Put on these tapes, hoping to find some clues. which naturally leads to them reconciling and then making out, almost having sex, as what would happen naturally in a situation where there's a killer running around.
Sex must be had.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And sex was going to happen. She took off her shirt, her jacket. She was getting ready. They were getting ready to get down.
Dewey had that limp ready to go.
Yeah. Yep. No limp in the dick. Just in the arm. But then
no limp in the poontang.
Then the footage changes, and we're seeing footage of the murder victims. And Gale were like, "Oh, this isn't my footage. What's happening?" And they look up. Oh, there's Ghostface. Ghostface is in the projector room. Ghostface knows how to work all of that.
Very, very smart cookie that Ghostface is.
And once again, and it's just smart, everybody in this movie is just smart, because as soon as they see the killer, I'm going to go up there. Why? Why would you do that? So Dewey, his limp and all, tries to limp up the stairs, goes inside of the room. Killer's gone. Killer has teleported downstairs, pops up right behind Gale to jump scare her. And then here comes Dewey falling down the stairs. He just falls. Bless his heart, but he falls.
Special Officer Dewey.
It's very ineffective. So Gale books it. She leaves. She is gone.
Leaves him.
She leaves him, and she is just running through the hall. This is also a very nice scene because it's very tense. She goes into the sound room. And there's just like this this cat and mouse game going on where she's trying to avoid the killer, and she's going between these walls and whatnot, and she finally ends up in the room, the soundproof room, and she locks herself inside. The killer's hot on her heels. Dewey has recovered from his stair fall, and he pops up in the room. He's in the opposite end. He starts banging on the window to get her attention, but soundproof, so she can't hear. And he's just hitting on the window, and then there's Ghostface to stab him right in the back. Finally figures out the equipment, the mic equipment, and then gets her attention right in time to see him get stabbed the fuck up.
Good old Dewey.
Yeah, and you know what? Good on them, because the score and everything like going on at the time. Like it was like, oh man, this is really sad. Like just how it was, and like him up against the glass, the blood and everything, and then her just crying. It was really well done. And then it's right back in the survival mode because this killer has his sights set on me. So she knocks the case in front of the door so the killer can't get in. And at this point, she is mentally checked out. She just sits on the ground and she is reverted to a little child. She sits on the ground and she's just covering her ears like, nope, nope, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done. No more for me, thank you.
I have checked out. No, I've checked out. So the two officers drive Sydney and Haley to a local police station.
They're going to driver, and then we got Derek also still being kind of like weird,
kind of odd,
But then we get his fraternity brothers come and they take him away, and because earlier in the movie he did some lovey-dovey stuff, or gave her Sydney his letters, I believe.
Which got his ass beat.
Yeah, so like they string him up and they're like throwing beer on him and they're partying and everything. So that's that. And then so we got the detectives, the two best detectives in the world, whisking them off to safety. Of course they don't make it because here's good old Ghostface again.
You motherfuckers always get in the damn way. I'm telling you.
Punching straight through the window, cutting one of the detectives' throats. So he's gone. That's it for him. Proceeds to beat the shit out of the second cop. And then he gets into the driver's seat. He's behind the wheel now. And then the second cop is like, freeze, motherfucker, or whatever. He's in front of the car. Ghostface is in the car at the wheel. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna? Oh man, let me stop. I guess I'm under arrest.
When you really think about it, when we find out who Ghostface is, like this took a lot of strength for it to be you to be the killer.
Well, you know what? For this particular one, I think it was we'll get to who it was or whatever, but I don't think this is the one you're thinking of who was doing all of this. But
all the physical shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, in this particular scene with beating up cops and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, like, the other killer definitely for, like, pulling Randy in and manhandling him. Like, that took a lot for this particular person to be, like, doing.
So, let's talk about when he gets knocked unconscious. Ghostface, I mean.
Yeah, because he drives the car, he smashes into the cop, they crash, the cop gets pipes impaled in his head or whatever, he's dead. Ghostface is knocked out, and one of the poles is jutting through the cage. So Sydney tears the cage down and then has to climb over Ghostface to get out of the car because, of course, the doors won't open. And so she ends up getting this dumb curiosity where she has to know.
She wants to unmask him.
She tries to unmask him, and then she hits the horn, and it's like, all right, like. Her friend's like, no, you need to stop that. Get out of the car.
Yeah, because I feel like, if there's ever a black friend that gave some really good advice, it was Haley at that time. Because
don't do that again.
You really want to unmask him. Bitch, let's run.
let's get the hell
Let's get the hell out of here.
2 cops are dead. 2 of the best.
And he's not officially dead yet. He's just taking a quick nap. So let's run.
Let's get the hell out of here. So she gets out, and then Haley eventually gets out too. And then so they run a little ways away until Sydney is just like, you know what? Nah, I got to figure out who this is. And this leads to the killer once again teleporting, because there is no way that they were able to like not see him getting out of that car. They weren't far.
At least
all.
Struggling to get out of the car.
Yeah, like he's just gone. She goes back. He's gone. What? And then out of nowhere, Ghostface grabs
Haley and stabs her.
Just stabs her multiple times, and
forcing Sydney to flee.
Yeah. And now this was dumb because he's chasing her at first, and he stops and he's like, you know what? She's just gonna go where I need her to go. And so, of course, because that's what the plot needs to do to move along, she goes exactly where. And it looks like they're in a downtown area, like there's stores around. You would think maybe she would try to, pop in there, call the cops. She runs all the way back to the university.
So who goes back to school
auditorium
to find Derek tied to a crucifix in the auditorium. His mouth gagged with duct tape. Sydney unties him.
Or she goes to untie him.
But
Ghostface pops up.
Teleports to the fucking auditorium, who was just downtown with Sydney not so long ago.
But use those good old teleportation powers to get there just in the nick of time to stop. And
for the record, Scream is the first horror movie to have a beam me up Scotty killer.
A beam me up
Scotty. He gets beamed everywhere he needs to go.
No.
He doesn't run.
Jason does it. He teleports. Michael Myers teleports. Like, pretty much every series they teleport. Like, they'll just be in one area walking, and then the next minute they're
behind
top of a roof, right
and they're now behind you,
punching your head off.
Not out of breath from running.
Nope.
He's pretty much good.
Good to go.
Okay.
So yeah, here's the Ghostface, and he's like, "Nope, don't you untie him because he's my partner." And now Sydney, who's been like very suspicious of him this whole time, which makes sense because her boyfriend was a killer the last time, so it makes sense. And he's like, "Nope, I'm not the killer. I'm gonna fucking kill you." Blah blah blah. The killer unmasks. It turns out to be good old creepy Mickey. The
Timothy Oliphant.
Creepy Tarantino film student. It's Timothy Oliphant, which pretty much is what I'm pretty sure people expected to be.
I definitely did.
I was like, okay, one of them at least is definitely going to be Mickey, because of course it is.
Why not?
Throughout the movie, he's kind of casting blame. It's very subtle. I just got it upon rewatching it, but he's casting blame on a lot of people. Like, he's casting suspicion. Like, he at one point suggests maybe it's Randy, or he's talking to Sydney at the hospital when Derek gets cut. He's like, how did he even go back in there? It's very subtle. It's like, okay, I see what he's doing there.
So you're clearly a killer, by the way.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely okay. To everyone who's not in this film, you're the killer. And so, of course, as all killers do, at the end of the movie, they
detail the entire fucking plot. So, I was born in Jonesboro, Mississippi, and I feel like I don't want to kill somebody tonight. So he details his whole plan and becoming famous. And then, of course,
he convinces Sydney, that's my partner there.
He also announces his accomplice, who happens to be.
Well, he shoots Derek first. And guess what? He wasn't my partner. Ha ha ha.
But guess who's my partner?
Who's my partner is
Debbie Songs.
And everyone's like, what? Why? This doesn't make any sense. But it's a twist.
There's a twist.
Hey, the twist is
So she's holding Gail at gunpoint. She brings in Gail.
Sydney's like, Gail,
Shoot that hoe.
No, it's not me. Why would it be me? And then, it's Debbie Salt. And then Sydney knows automatically, Mrs. Loomis. Like, and Gail's like, what? And then this is where Timothy Oliphant starts chewing the scenery. And he's like, Billy Loomis's mother. I'm like, what are you doing with your body?
You know what's funny about that whole situation? He remains entirely calm, weird, but calm throughout the movie up until he's now being known.
Yep, until
and then he gets Billy Loomis's mother. Like you
didn't see it coming, did you, Sydney? Like, calm down. Why are you Stew 2 Electric Boogaloo now? Why did you just go from chill?
But wait, there's you are. I feel like he gets super animated once we now know he's a killer. Like, dude, you've been the killer this whole time. Can't you stay cool?
Nah, it can't be. So he basically outlines is like, okay, what's going to happen is I'm just going to blame it on the movies, and then everything will be fine. I'll get Johnny Cochran, the dude, to run my case for me. The church will pay for my legal fees. I'm good. I'm set. I want to get caught. I'm just going to blame it on the movies. That'll be it, and I won't get jail time. And then Debbie Salt's like, no, and then shoots him multiple times. And then...
no, wait a minute. Audible, I'm going to call real quick. I'm killing somebody today.
Or we can do this. Pew, pew. So shoots him, and then Gail tries to run away, and she gets shot by Mickey. I don't know why Mickey shoots her, and not Debbie Salt, but shoots Gail. Gail falls into an abyss.
Below the stage, which is normally the abyss.
And then, so, once again, we got to get Debbie Salt's detailed plan as to why she's doing what she's doing. And it's good old-fashioned revenge. Sydney's mother is the reason for her family life being shattered. And then Sydney killed her son last year. So now Debbie is obviously sane, and as all sane people would do, you gotta kill the person who killed your son and ruined your marriage. So now she wants to kill Sydney, and basically she set it up to where Mickey will be the killer. He'll get blamed, but he's dead, and then Sydney will have been killed by Mickey as well, because she's gonna shoot her.
But then we get a fight. We get a Sydney Mrs. Loomis fight.
And it was actually pretty good.
Pretty good throwdown.
Yeah, like she uses the auditorium to her advantage. She starts messing with all sorts of buttons and levers, and everything starts coming down on her. There's like lightning, and she's getting spooked. And then next thing you know, the aggro crack from Global Guts on Nickelodeon falls down on her and buries her. And you think she's safe, but nope. Here comes Mrs. Loomis again, popping out of the mountains or the rocks.
And let's not forget Cotton Weary.
Yep,
he intervenes.
She's about to kill Sydney. Cotton Weary comes up with the gun, still being creepy and weird, just trying to figure out what's going on here. And then so basically, Mrs. Loomis is like, let me kill her. She basically ruined your life, sent you to jail for a year, so she should die. And, Khan's like, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. But hey, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll save you if you give me that interview. And Sydney's like, all right, cool. And then shoots Mrs. Loomis.
In the throat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and then Cotton backpedals like, I would never hurt you, Sydney.
Still looking creepy.
Yeah, still being creepy. Like, just give me the gun.
Just
give Sydney the gun. And then, jump scare. Here's Gail. Gail's still alive. They pull Gail out. Gail wants a gun, too. Because why not? And so they're staring at Debbie Salt. And, is she dead? I don't know.
We don't know.
Sometimes they come back.
And then who jumps up?
Mickey! And instead of doing anything like coming up quietly and trying to hurt them, he pops up and screams. Arms in the air, not doing anything, which leads to him getting shot multiple times.
By Sydney and
Gail. Mm-hmm. And he flies back into some more rubble. And then Sydney, who is basically just hardened at this point, shoots her body in the head. Shoots Debbie Salt's body in the head for good measure.
Just to make sure she's
Just to
actually
make sure
gone.
she's actually gone.
Which is something I probably would do too.
Yeah.
I said, fuck that. I'm not taking no chance with y'all asses.
Like, you know what? You just killed so many of my loved ones. I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Bam. So when the police get there the next morning, Gail finds Dewey alive.
Dewey somehow survived once again.
Alive with an even worse limp than he did before. And
Joel comes back.
Joel's around.
Joel must have heard. Someone must have sent him a message like, all right, this done. They're like, all right, cool.
All right, cool. I'm on the 95 right now. I should be there pretty soon. But
everyone surrounds Sydney like, oh, please interview. And she passes. She goes.
Interview Cotton, please.
Off to go to Cotton, man. He's the hero here. So Cotton finally gets his just due for going to jail for a year, being falsely accused. And he's like, hey, you know what? There's a time, there's a place, there's money for interviews. Give me a call when you got some money. And it would be a hell of a movie. And it's like, man, people just died not 2 hours ago.
But damn it, Stab 2 was coming. Stab 2, Electric Boogaloo is definitely on his way.
And now Sydney walks off with no friends, no boyfriend. Everyone close to her basically
mentally
dead.
Fucked up.
Just mentally fucked up. But we get some wonderful 90s music to close us out once again.
Scream
like
2.
The soul. And boom, Scream 2.
So that's Scream 2.
And that is Scream 2.
Thank y'all for hanging. Okay, so before we get into our takeaways here, how does Scream 2 at all compared to Scream 1?
I like Scream 2 a lot. Like as I've said multiple times. I think I mean Scream, the very first Scream, it is kind of like this pioneer of this new genre of horror movies back in the 90s. So of course it's going to be the one that gets fondly remembered the most. But for me, Scream 2 was always better for me. It was funner. It was better. I like the college setting. I liked the killer's motives there too. They're kind of, on paper, a little dumb. And you can see it's being Mickey from far away. But I like the fact that he's like, oh, I want to be caught. And, I'm just going to blame it on the movies. And that's just how it's going to go. And I'll be fine. I'll just get, I'll just throw me in a mental institution or something. I'll be fine. Whatever. So, it's bigger. It's funner. I enjoy it a lot. Can't say the same for the next movie, but
hey, Deion Richmond's in Scream 3, okay?
Indeed he is. And then he gets the Sarah Michelle Gellar treatment and gets thrown off a balcony.
Good old axe out of here. All right, so takeaways. Jace Battle, who's getting your That Guy Award?
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, last time I gave it to Dewey in the first movie. I will not do it this time. This time, I believe I am going to give it to Mickey.
Okay.
Because up until the reveal and where he just starts chewing up scenery and whatnot, he's
chewing.
Yeah, he's chewing for sure at the end there. But throughout the movie, like I said, he was kind of planting seeds of doubt all over the place. Like, oh, Derek, oh, Randy. And it's very subtle. And he's kind of a fun character. He's not too over the top like Stu was in the beginning, in the very first movie. Because even before he was revealed as a killer, the guy was just too much. But Mickey was just kind of like this cool kind of character, just playing in the background, making things happen. But honorable mention to Randy because he mellowed out a lot and he was pretty cool. That was probably Jamie Kennedy's best performance
that he's ever given,
which is not saying much at all.
Yeah,
but
Son of the Mask.
I enjoyed him in this one too. But yeah, I think Mickey. I guess I'm going to give to.
Who's getting your That Chick Award?
That chick is going to go once again to Sydney,
Miss Prescott.
Yeah, because she's smart. Once again, she straddles that line of being, she's not too over the top, but she's not too boring. She's just right in the comfortable middle. She fights back, She's definitely someone who is like, she's fighting in the beginning, but towards the end of everything, she's had enough. She has that scene earlier where she's talking to the drama teacher, and she's saying she's a fighter. She ends up earning that later on. So I'm going to give that chick to Sydney for sure. Yes.
All right, this Fool Award.
This fool is going to be Cotton Weary.
I think it was this Fool last year, too.
Well, I think for me last year, I think it was Stu, possibly.
Probably was, too, yeah.
I think for you, though, it was definitely Cotton Weary. But for me this year, it's Cotton Weary because, Jesus Christ. His whole motive is just being creepy and trying to get an interview. And it's like, if you want this interview, try not being creepy. Like, don't corner a girl in the library.
Send an email.
Yeah, like maybe like, hey, maybe a phone call, maybe an email, maybe
a page.
Yeah, but just popping up on a girl in the library and holding her arm and like, don't you? Like, just get this interview. Like, dude, you're being creepy. There's a killer running around. You can't be doing that. You can't be acting like a killer when there's a killer running around. So
what's your problem?
It's going to Cotton for sure.
All right, give me your cut that out.
Cut that out is going to be that drama scene, that theater scene where Sydney is performing.
The rehearsal?
Then the rehearsal, yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of good, like there's a lot of scenes in here where I started to think about maybe I can cut it out, but it plays a larger purpose later on in the movie. But this scene is just kind of like, she just gets spooked.
Yeah,
like
nice healthy scare.
Yeah, it's like she's doing the play, and then it seems like a bad idea to begin with, where there's people with knives coming at her and mask. Like you would think she just went through this ordeal
a year
ago, and now she's going through it again. So let's do this play where she's getting chased around with people in masks with knives, and then she sees the killer, and then she freaks out, and like that was kind of the only reason for that, and it was like it's kind of unnecessary, so I don't need it.
All right, and your iconic scene.
Definitely. Once again, it's gonna be the opening. It's wild. It's crazy. You got the cliche black characters not making it, despite how insane their deaths were. Like just how the killer was able to get away with them. Like they were nice. Like the stab through the heads. It's just whatever. I definitely would go with the opener, with a close second honorable mention being the whole Gale and Dewey are in the auditorium or wherever they are trying to check out the footage with the killer and the chase with Gale. Like that was very well done. It's very tense. So I enjoyed that one a lot, but probably the opener is definitely I think that's the one that, it was the one that got spoofed in Scary Movie, so it's iconic for sure.
Okay, so for me, my That Guy award is going to go to Joel.
Joel, okay.
And the reason why, because Joel best represents me in a situation like this. Once I realize what's actually going on, I do my best to bow out. Kind of disappear. And when things kind of clear up, I'll come back around and see what's going on. But but if I hear that your last cameraman didn't make it out of this ordeal, and he was your cameraman for the exact situation, I don't really want to be around. Then, not to mention, one of the survivors got killed in my van. I don't want to be around for this. So I like where Joel's head was at. I got to give it to Joel with honorable mention to Randy because he does reel it in, and this could be very well be Jamie Kennedy's best performance he's ever given. That Chick award is going to go to Sydney again because she's a rider. She's not about the bullshit. She's as somebody who you're supposed to root for to hope get out of the same situation, she makes decent enough decisions to where I see how you're going to make it out of the situation.
And the dumb decision she does make it's because of distress. It's like there's a killer running around. You don't necessarily have, the mental capacity to be like, oh, let me do this or whatever the case may be because you're getting chased. So
right.
It's like whatever. But generally, she's very smart and whatnot. She's pretty tough. And there was that night where the person calls her and is like, oh, hey, Sydney. And she's just very whatever about it. It's like, oh, this is some dude playing around.
Yeah, she got it smart. She now has a caller ID machine you have to grab, which is like a foot from where the actual phone is at. But,
Had that been Jennifer Love Hewitt, she'd be screaming all over the place.
What are you waiting for, huh? Like, I'm gonna come get you now then. But anyway, this Fool Award. I struggle with this Fool Award a lot because I want to give it to Dewey, but Dewey's been through enough turmoil between this movie and the last one. Be like, you know what? All right, I'll let you slide. So fortunately, Cotton Weary's getting out this Fool Award because I hate his fucking name. And then, as somebody who did time for murder he allegedly did not commit, you would think, man, I think I'm gonna wait until this whole college murder thing kind of blows over, and then go for the interview. I don't want to OJ bail out, and the next thing you know, I'm doing dumb shit to go back inside.
Yes, exactly.
I don't want to do that.
No, let me just corner this girl in the library.
I'm what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna corner in the library. I'm gonna make her listen to me. Well, you are a convicted killer. Don't forget. You kind of can't. Approach with that approach. I'm just saying. Let's be smart here, Cotton. Cotton Weary. Outside the fact that I hate his fucking name, but yeah, he does idiotic shit. Cut that out. I'm gonna agree with you. The whole rehearsal part had to go. Because you can tell it's only in the movie for a simple, let's spook her up really quickly.
Yes.
Because I remember when I watched it, I'm like, I wonder, does he actually cut Sydney?
Nope.
Nope. And then you wonder, is he actually there?
That's the thing too, because I thought
is she imagining this, or is he or is Ghostface actually there?
It's like what's happening?
Transporting between fellow cast members.
Yeah. So I could definitely.
I can leave it. Yeah, I can definitely leave it. Iconic scene. I'm going to steal yours as well. It has to be the opening scene because here's the first thing. The first thing is you have Jada Pinkett, who's all over the promotional material for this movie.
She's on the cover.
She's on the cover.
She's on the cover.
She shares the screen face with Nev Campbell on the poster. But yeah, you die before we even know what we're watching. Mm-hmm. before the actual title, Scream 2, pops up. And so it's like, either you have a hell of an agent, or they just wanted you that bad to where like they wanted to put you on the poster in the main names of the cast. Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and Jada Pinkett's in this.
Maybe they wanted the Drew Barrymore effect, where it's like, oh, here's a big name. Oh, now they're dead. In it. Very oddly enough, Omar Epps didn't really get credited at the end, the little end crawl.
No, not at all.
It was just like, I think maybe later on when they got the
actual crawl and stuff, yeah.
Then it's
it's like Jada Pinkett Smith plays Maureen, Omar Epps plays the boyfriend.
Disrespectful.
Oh, okay, cool. Like he was the one that was trying to be a pervert, listen with some weird fucking going on in the stall next door. But yeah, so for me that's the iconic scene because you literally took at the time a pretty ideal actress, stuck her on the cover, stuck her on all the promotional material for her to die the first 10 minutes. Yes. Love it. I think Woo came out the following year. I believe Woo came out that following year. After Jay Pinkett got Woo from Scream 2.
Tommy Davidson was
Tommy Davidson was never heard of again.
Dollar Bill.
Hey, Booty Call 2 wasn't coming no time soon, so who knows? All right, let's get a quick hit and let's wrap this shit up, man. Oh God, and I'm telling you right now, I don't think we're gonna do Scream 3 anytime soon. So yeah, okay. The cast were not informed of the identity of the killer until the last day of principal photography. Also, the cast did not receive the last 10 pages of the shooting script until it was time to film the scenes contained therein. Furthermore, the last 10 pages of the shooting script were printed on gray paper in order to deter illicit duplications of them. All cast members were required to sign confidentiality clauses as part of their respective contracts that precluded them from discussing the outcome of the story and the killer's identity. Now, here's my thing. If I'm on set, no, that's way too much for a fucking Wes Craven Scream 2. But let's just, if you want to be that secretive, you mean to tell me watching, the scenes I did get to film, I'm piecing together who's the fucking killer in this movie.
No, they just just film different stuff too. It's like, it could be this person, it could be that person.
You never know. Robert Rodriguez directed scenes of Stab, the movie within a movie of Scream 2. Rodriguez directed Casey Becker's scene and the Sydney and Billy scene. So he had a chance to watch Luke Wilson do a horrible Billy.
Not good at all, no. It was very dumb.
Okay, so around the 29-minute mark, Cece is telling her friend on the phone about a TV plot. Sarah dumped Bailey. She's referring to the TV show Party of Five, which also starred Dev Campbell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's a
nice little Kevin Williamson tidbit there. Yeah. Actors who auditioned for the part of Derek were asked to perform the scene in the cafeteria in which Derek sings "I Think I Love You" a cappella. So in order to get a role in this movie, I had to sing the Tom Cruise thing from a whole different movie.
Oh, no, I believe that was David Cassidy.
Was David Cassidy?
Yeah, yes. Rest in peace. He just died.
Yes. Earned 1/3 of his total gross of $101.3 million in its opening weekend.
Word.
Nice.
Okay, good for them.
Nice.
No one,
Reese Witherspoon and Alicia Silverstone were both considered for the role of Cece.
Really?
They realized that their page was their scenes were only like one page long. They're like, fuck that.
Easy work.
This is the longest running time for a Scream movie, which it is.
Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours flat.
A long time, man.
For this to be a Scream flick, you know what I'm saying? Various titles were considered for the sequel at different points in the film's production, including Scream Again, Scream Louder, and Scream the sequel.
Oh boy. Scream Again.
So if it was called Scream Louder, the third had to be Bitch I Can't Hear You. I mean, okay.
The third one's called Horse.
Called Horse. Okay.
It's called Give Me a Lozenge.
Like, oh my God, my throat hurts so bad. Part 5. The tagline of Stabbed, the movie within the movie of Scream 2, is "This is gonna hurt."
Okay. That was for Stab?
That was for Stab, yes.
Great. I'm glad it had a tagline. This fake movie had a tagline.
After filming, Jada Pinkett Smith, who played Maureen, sent Wes Craven a set of steak knives for Christmas. Now, I don't know how you take such a gift as almost like, thank you for putting me in your movie, or motherfucker, I wasn't in this movie long enough. You got something coming.
Hey, man, that's easy money. You just go in there, do some stuff for a little bit, and then
just die. Go in there and just die. You're all right. And lastly, promotional photos for the film all featured Sarah Michelle Gellar paired with Jamie Kennedy. Their respective characters of Randy and Cece are always in complete agreement regarding sequels. There were also theater murders and real life murders.
Were they? Okay, they were in the classroom together.
Yes.
Do they have other scenes, apparently, that did not make it? Or?
No. As far as I know, they had that one scene that Sarah Michelle Gellar was never heard of again. So
she was thrown out a window.
She was thrown out a window and pretty much she splatted. The opening kill scene of the first movie is a few seconds over 12 minutes. The opener for this movie is a few seconds under 12 minutes.
Oh, really? Huh. I was wondering if it all kind of synced up with the first one. Sure.
All right, last one. In the original ending, Gail gets killed by Cotton, and Sidney and Cotton fight to the death. And it's possible Dewey died from his injuries in the projection room. It's possible.
So she would have just been left with nobody.
It was never confirmed if Dewey was ever heard of again.
It's possible.
Well, that's the movie. Thank you so much to Jace Battle for coming through, hanging out with us again for a second ride down the horror cliche heaven known as Scream 2. Scream 2.
It's a porn parody.
So you have your match coming up next Friday.
Yes, next Friday, December 15th. I have figured out how to internet. 6035 Harrison Drive is the FSW arena. We'll be having an 8-man tag team tournament that night where me and the Strong Star Squad will become FSW Tag Team Champions. Guaranteed beach ass nigga. Also, you can catch me in BVW next year, January 7th. That's a Sunday. Maybe you go to church. Maybe you come see me wrestle after that. Maybe. It's going to be 2 p.m. You see me there. Thank you. Arigato.
And let the people know where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me. It's Jace Battle. On the Facebook. You can hit me up on Twitter at The Battle Brains, and then you can also hit me up on I think I'm on Snapchat at Jace X Battle. Yes, thank you. Arigato. Yes.
Fucking Jace Battle, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
So what I got going on? Shameless plug. Let's do that shameless plug stuff. All right. So Real Talk is coming back. Coming back very, very, very soon. We have, I got a few reviews I'm shooting right now for the Disaster Artist and other stuff, but the 2 debut episodes of Real Talk will be coming back in a few weeks. I'm doing my top 10 best and top 10 worst movies of 2017. I can't wait to do this list because there's a bunch of bullshit that came this year. All eyes on me. But whatever. But Back to the Classics, a Facebook movie talk group, is up and running. Jump on there, join the conversation. You can find me on all the social media simply at I am Jay Alonzo. That's Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. I can't talk today, but it's awesome. And of course, jump online to beatnetworkonline.com to get all your merchandise, all your links to all your favorite podcasts, as well as every current event going on right now in the in our troubled time, America. Whatever. But once again, we love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week right here on Back to Classics, right here on iHeartRadio. Peace, y'all. I'm out. Arigato.